Hello, my name is Dr. Maya Byfield. My business is The Phenomenal STEMist. I'm so excited to be here in Orange County because it's where I live. I live in Apopka, Florida. And I decided to make this business because I saw a need for underrepresented students to be successful in STEM, which stands for science, technology, engineering, math. And the best way I can do that is just provide products for parents to prepare them, whether it's a book or online STEM camps or just video podcasting. My goal is to transform this community, especially those who are underrepresented. And the way to do that is to help parents understand their children's minds and basically develop them at different stages of their lives to be prepared for a successful STEM career. Thank you so much. That's why I'm here. Hey, hey, hey. I don't know. I feel like there's another video playing and I don't know where it comes from, where it's coming from.
Oh, that's weird. There's nothing going on my end.
Yeah.
Mm,
Okay.
Let me see here.
Like I heard like it was duplicitous or something and I'm like, where is it coming from? I don't see any. My YouTube channel is not open. I
Yeah,
don't
it
know what
just
happened.
comes
So,
on.
but
That's
okay,
weird.
it's all good.
Make sure that we got. I don't have a website open that's playing something. These websites do sometimes.
Yeah, but your mic was closed, so I wouldn't even have heard it. Hey guys,
Right.
do me a favor. Do you hear an echo?
Echo, 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 echo.
Do you hear an echo? Anybody? Let me know in the chat.
I see
Good evening.
Mama. Hey, Mama.
You know, Mama's here.
Oh, she
Mama's
already
always
know.
here.
Yeah, representing for her
Mama is
child.
already here. I feel like I hear an echo.
She
No
said
echo.
no.
All right, so that's all that matters then. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let me share it. Let me share it to the group. Phenomenal
Mm.
financial freedom. Yeah. Hey guys, don't forget. Always go on to phenomenal financial freedom. Let me know if you hear an applause. All those of you who are watching,
Mm-hmm.
the main. These are our main people. I hear an echo, but I don't know. It's not that bad. You heard the applause, or you just put the applause in? Did you add an applause?
I sure did. I'm the applause track.
Listen, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And of course, don't forget the book.
Mm-hmm.
The Phenomenal STEMist is available on Amazon now. I know more than my mother is watching, so please do me a favor. Get in the chat and shout me out. Tell me where you're watching from. Tell me which platform you're watching from. I'm excited about the conversation we're about to have, Brandon. We had an awesome time last fall, the last quarter of the year. We
Uh-huh.
went in we call it the phenomenal financial dream team.
Woo! Love it.
We were talking about technology. Listen, there are fundamentals of economics that are so important.
Mhm.
Technology is important. Real estate is important. Basically, um, capital is important. And we talked about all of it. Health is important,
Mhm. Mhm.
and I we promised to come back every quarter. But you are my main dude. You're my main guy. We've been doing this for a year now,
Come
and so
on.
you're gonna come with me monthly, every month, first Monday. We promised. We've been sticking to it. So I appreciate you for your willingness to come out every first Monday. It's really not the first Monday in theory, but it's the first. It's 5 Mondays this month.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't count last Monday because it was New Year's.
I
So
wasn't gonna
this
count it.
is so we're here, and we have a segment called Market Watchers.
Mm-hmm.
Market Watchers. And matter of fact,
Mm-hmm.
we want to basically talk about it. What did you say? What's the thing? What's the theme again? You want people to
Market watchers. Market watchers. I want folks to know how to read the market.
listen, listen. Um, I'm publishing director at my church. You put me to it, and the theory is called love through literacy. Love through
Mm-hmm.
literacy. You read it multiple ways. I
Mm.
want people to learn how to code at my church. I want people to learn how to read at my church. Shoot, we might need to find a part in there where we learn to read
Yes,
read the market,
yes,
like
yes, yes.
financial literacy. Yeah.
Yes,
Um.
ma'am.
So explain to me market watching. Like we were talking about it earlier. There are things. Well, you go ahead and say it. You go and tell me what it means to be a market watcher.
Okay. So, to the best of my ability, from what I have noticed with myself and others, the definition of a market watcher is somebody who tunes in on certain key indicators that lets them know A, where the market has been, B, where the market is, and C, where the market is possibly going.
Got it. Got it. And in reality, it seems like people think this is an indicator over here. And apparently, the indicators that people are thinking are indicators in terms of the market, where it is and where it's going, they got it all wrong.
They got it all wrong. As a matter of fact, the thing about it is that so here's the funny thing. There are more indicators out there that actually affect the market than there are that do not affect the market. So a lot of the times the things that people are looking at is actually the right thing, but they're looking at it in the wrong way,
Got you.
right? And we're going to go over some of those things. But what I want folks to really, I want them to really get out of these segments that number one, there are key factors that you can look into that'll help you understand number one, your local market, and number two, your overall state real estate market. Now, I want to specify we're doing market watchers in terms of real estate. Market watchers in terms of real estate. Yeah,
So
yeah,
so
yeah,
this is real estate Mondays. First Mondays is about real estate Monday,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So every time we're talking to Brandon, aka B Ford closes,
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
that's
ma'am.
his expertise, and I'm following it. So first, let's talk about the indicators that are totally wrong or people are using in a wrong way.
Okay, let's start with this one. Number one, elections.
Mm.
Elections. Okay, okay. I'm not gonna name no names. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it, I'm not gonna do it. But what I will say is this: all too often, people will take an upcoming election and use that as an indicator for them to think about. Well, maybe I shouldn't sell my house until the next president comes in, or maybe I should hold off on making a home purchase until the next administration comes in, or maybe that my guy might lose. Maybe the next guy could win. Who's to say? I'm not sure, but I'm going to wait on these things how they'll transpire before I make my ultimate move on whether to buy a home or sell a property. And I want to tell them that their heart is in the right place, but they're looking at the wrong thing. Okay. Point in case. In most cases, the an election, a major election, whether it's presidential or congressional, um, they don't have as much of a bearing on the market as you think.
Right.
But what does have a bearing on the market are the policies that your candidate might be running on. And even with those policies, they don't tend to go into
In
play,
effect,
into effect the same week they're elected, right?
right.
Because it takes some time. They got to get the votes. They got to, put the package together. They got to do all these things. They got to get it through Congress. And we've seen our share of congressional gridlock over the years. Some of the things that they purport in their elections might not come to pass.
Listen, I've always remembered this. Warren Buffett said it, and I hear a lot of wealthy people say it. I make money when a Democrat's in office. I make money when a Republican is in office. Wealthy people make money either way. Be careful of trying to time the market based on who's in office.
Yep, yep.
Don't
As a matter
let
of fact,
elections got you.
yeah. Let me just say this one quick thing. I know many people who are holding off on selling their home because they want to see if their quote unquote guy gets in the office or stays in office. And the truth of the matter is that they started with this mindset a whole year in advance. So in the beginning of 2023 to the end of 2022, they have decided to hold off on selling their property to see what happens 2 years from that moment as to who will be elected president. Now, inside of that time, interest rates have gone up,
Mm-hmm.
and in some cases, home prices have gone down.
Mm-hmm.
So their decision to wait, or their what they
Mm.
think to be an indicator, has drastically affected
Their
their
wealth.
profits. Yep.
Wow.
Their equity and overall opportunity in the marketplace.
That is a powerful example. That is a powerful example. All right, give me another example. What are some indicators that people use when that they shouldn't? Hold on,
Number
I think I got a
two,
drum roll. Do I got a drum roll? I don't
you
think I
got
got
drum
a
roll? Oh, special.
Nah, I don't got a drum roll.
You ain't got drum. Oh, we're gonna manufacture one. Holidays.
Holidays.
It's the holidays. It's
Holidays.
the holidays. Dun,
Number
dun,
two, they
dun,
use the
dun.
holidays. Why do they use the holidays?
Well, actually, amongst all the other indicators that aren't don't have a bearing, this one actually makes the most sense. People believe
Okay.
that it's Christmas season or whatever the case is, and that's just the most. I'll use Christmas because it's most recognized. Uh, Most folks believe that routines change. People are not going to be so focused on buying real estate. People are not going to be so focused on selling their home. They're going to be buying presents and traveling and doing all the things that people do during the holidays. No matter what holidays you celebrate during that time, right? It could be
Mm-hmm,
Christmas,
mm-hmm.
Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Festivus, right? The Seinfeld episode for your Seinfeld heads. Uh, but the truth of the matter is that while the holidays does have some bearing on the market, people are still selling homes. People are still buying them.
Listen, this J- Monday coming up, a week from today, is the anniversary of the day that I put money down on my house.
Mm.
Martin Luther King Day. I never forget it. I went on a Sunday and I looked at this house and I'm like, oh man, I like it. Can I come in tomorrow? And I was like, oh, I can't come in tomorrow. I gotta work. It's a Monday. Oh, hold on. It's a holiday. And they're like, I said, you're gonna be here? I'm like, yeah, we working. So I came back and me and my uncle, who's a real estate agent, we put down on the house.
Come on, come
Yeah. On
on.
a holiday.
See that?
On a
Bucket
national
tradition.
holiday.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Here's the thing about it. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. The real estate market during the holidays is number one of the best times to buy, and at the same time, one of the best times to sell. Why is it one
Mhm.
of the best times to buy? Because exactly what I just said. Yes, people's routines do change. and folks that are have been looking for a home all year long tend to shift and stop looking. So you do have less competition. So
Mm,
when you do have less competition, that means that the pricing is going to be a little more favorable,
favorable.
right?
Right.
On the
Yeah.
sales side, it's good because all the tire kickers, as they say, right? People who are just window shopping, those folks have left the market. And only the serious people
Serious ones.
that want to get a home before the end of the year are still in the market. Take my word for it. Don't take my word for it. I actually we sold a home. Our closing date is this coming Friday. We put it
Wow.
on the market around Turkey Day, and we got a contract for it around the middle of December. So, based on most people's fears, that shouldn't happen. We got our full price. As a matter of fact, we were able to get an appraisal amount that's over the amount that we were asking. It appraised for more than the contract price, and now we're negotiating to get now the max appraised value for the home as our sales price, and ultimately sell the home. That's negotiations. We'll get into that another time. But in any case, that is that, and it happens every year as far as with my business is concerned. I've heard it the same with other realtors. Don't let the holidays keep you from doing what you need to do in this market. As a matter of fact, in many cases, in my experience, it actually helps you do what it is that you're looking to do.
Yeah.
Holidays. Don't let
Holidays, holidays, holidays. Mom was like, I heard your support in the background. He was like, ah, I heard him too. I heard it too, Bob.
That's my little dude. That's my little dude. Yeah,
That's your dude. That's your dude.
that's right.
All
That's
right.
right.
Next one.
Okay, last one.
Indicator. We're talking about indicators
Mm-hmm.
that people think are bad, but they're not so bad. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Last indicators that are not so bad as you think.
Last indicator, your neighbor's home for sale.
A lot of people think, okay, they sold it for this, so therefore it's gonna be like this.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or even worse, they look the home on Zillow, they find out how much they're selling it for, and then they say, well, if they can get XYZ, then I should be able to get
Ooh,
XYZ, right? So they use that, and sometimes they just kind of count how many sold sign or how many available signs in their marketplace or in their neighborhood that are available for sale. They use that as a way to tell them that maybe it's not a good time to sell. Maybe it's a great time to sell. Let me hurry up and get my sign out there. The fact of the matter is that available homes for sale is not a good indicator to find out how much you should be asking for your house, and as a whole, for your neighborhood, it's not a good indicator for you, just with your naked eye counting for sale signs, for you to know whether or not you should be selling your home, the overall health of your marketplace as a whole, etc. Yeah, you gotta be careful of that.
be careful. Even though when my uncle, when I bought this house, he bought a perspective of like a whole bunch of different houses and what they were going for when he was negotiating with the guy.
Hmm. Now,
So
here's the thing. What your uncle did there is a very smooth negotiating tactic because basically he used options as a form of negotiation. I do that all the
uh,
time.
uh,
It works really well. Um, but when it comes to your average layperson that's driving through his street and they count
mhm.
3 or 4 sale signs on his street, they use that as an indicator to tell them how the overall market
I got
in
it.
their area is doing.
It's time.
And yeah, not that's a no no. That's a no no.
Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. I'm so blessed. My uncle was just a testimony. He was in London for like a whole month,
Mm,
and he got home that Sunday. And my friend, one of my best friends, Howard, he said, "Why don't you reach back?" Because at first I was using him to look for houses
okay.
before I stopped and started back again.
Okay.
And he said, "Why don't you reach out to your uncle to see if he's willing to come with you at least to the because they said come back. So if I had come back alone, they might have like the amount of money I would have bought for the house would have been totally different than my uncle said. Yeah, I'm just got back from London. I'll come with you tomorrow. It was just a
Mm-hmm.
blessing. It was a blessing. Why am I saying this? It's just always a blessing to have people who know what they're doing. So make sure you reach out to Before Closes
Come on, come
to
on.
satisfy your
I'll
real
help you
estate
now.
needs.
I help you now. I will. I'll do it. As a matter of fact, that's you kind of skipping ahead of me a little bit here. You know, we're gonna get to where realtors play into all of this. So those are the top three. Those are the top three.
Top
Uh,
three.
yeah,
Top
yeah.
three. Just to remind you what the top three are. The top three are, let me get back to the chat. Number
Elections.
one, elections. Number two, holidays. Number three, don't use your neighborhood's home for sale as an indicator. All right. All right. So the next part of our talk is going to be what?
What are
What are
reliable indicators of market health? Real estate market health. Yeah, yeah,
what are
yeah.
some reliable indicators? We know what the indicators are not necessarily reliable. What are some reliable indicators?
Okay, number one, we're gonna, and this might come as a shock to some of y'all, but the first one for me is available homes and sold homes currently in your marketplace.
Mm.
Now, I know a lot of y'all just say, but Brandon, didn't you just say that we shouldn't use available homes as yeah, I did say that. Khadijah, I did say I also said in the beginning of this, it's not necessarily how the indicators themselves, but how people are.
Is it wrong? Yeah,
Yeah,
you just say that.
using it wrong.
Hmm.
Your best form of information when it comes to your overall market is your local realtor. You want to ask that brother, how many homes are available within a mile radius of my house, right? And then you want to find out, can you tell me what the average sold price is for the last 6 months in my within a mile of my home?
Right.
And
That's what my uncle did,
yeah. Hmm.
and he knew what he was doing. You get yourself a professional.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
telling you, it'll
Y'all go
save
savvy.
you. It'll save you some money. I'm telling you. I don't
Yeah.
know what I would have gone through if I came here by myself.
Mm,
That person would have
mm,
took me all over the place.
mm.
Whew.
Thank God for Unks, man. Unc
Thank
had the
God
right
for Uncle
idea.
and my friend who told me to do it. And I'm that's one thing about me. I am a listener.
Mm,
My mother's on the chat. I hear and obey.
mm,
I hear
mm.
and obey. Right, mom? Right? I
Man.
hear and obey. Available homes and sold homes in the neighborhood. That's the first indicator. But you got to
Yes,
use a
ma'am.
realtor because they really know how he came with like a sheet of just a list of them. So
Hmm.
they have whatever tool that they can get.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we have it at nauseum. I mean, we have so many websites, and we have the MLS. We have
Yeah.
tax records. I mean, and many of us are on these platforms on a daily basis. I know I am. I check them things like some of these folks out here do checking Bloomberg. I'm just on that thing all the time. So they're really the best sources for information that you can get for this sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. All right, y'all ready for number two?
Number two. Number two. My
Number
mother
two.
said, my mother said, yes. See, I hear and obey. I ain't lying. That's my mother right here.
Mm-hmm. That's a fruit of the spirit right there. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. All right, number two. Demographic shifts and population growth. Demographic shifts and population growth. Here is a good example of that. Demographic shifts. The baby boomer generation. Oh my
Ooh.
goodness.
They're shifting. They are shifting.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
They're downsizing.
As of 2010, that kicked off the official year that baby boomers started their retirement, right?
Hmm.
They're
Hmm.
getting into that retirement age. And
Hmm.
it's been going ever since. I don't know the year when it's like the official cutoff, so to speak, but
Hmm.
they've been changing our market drastically ever since,
Hmm.
right? How many news reports have you read, Doc, where it talks about how the older generation are outbidding the younger generation because they got cash.
They got money.
They got that cash.
They got that cash.
Mm-hmm. It's like that.
Mhm.
And then you have some news reports where you have some millennials that are upset at older homeowners because they won't sell their property. Right.
I'm
So,
never selling my property.
all right.
I'm just buying more.
All right. Yes. I'm gonna help you with that. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes. Don't wait to buy real estate. Buy real estate and wait. All right. So that's the
Love it,
second
love it.
indicator. That's the second indicator. Um, Population growths. I mean, that kind of goes hand in hand, right? Because when a demographic shifts and one demographic decides to change their habits, they're ultimately moving from one area to the next, right? And Florida is that place.
Oh
Okay,
man, there's a
it's
whole bunch of people
it's
moving here.
it's the place. I mean, this is one of those areas that has witnessed, I think, some of the largest population shifts you'll find this side of the 2000s, right?
Yeah, man. And we
Um,
got some good. Shout out to my mother's vision.
mhm.
My mother moved here in 2005. Made a
Mm,
decision to move down here in 2005, and
mm.
she got me here. Shout
Okay.
out to her. Shout out to her vision. That's almost 20 years ago. Next year will be 20 years that she said, you know what, I'm gonna sell in New York and buy in Florida. And here we are with two properties
Oh,
in this powerful market.
maybe I
So
should include in the list. Listen to your mama.
listen to your
Yeah.
mama. I tell you, hear and obey. What do you think?
Okay.
Yeah, y'all think
Okay.
it's a joke? You think it's a joke?
For there's no other way.
Yeah, my mother said. She said, "With or without you." That's right. Because at first I wasn't coming. She
Oh,
made
come on,
decision.
mama. Come
Uh
on,
huh.
mama. Come on, mama.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like what she put there. Young people eat at restaurants. We eat at home.
Yeah. She said, "Y'all say they say that the reason why the baby boomers have all the money is because young people eat at restaurants and old people eat at home. They save." I think
Mm,
she's dropping some shade at me
yeah.
because
Okay.
my fridge is pretty empty. My fridge is. She comes and shakes her head every time she comes here. She shakes her head in disgust with me.
Oh man. Come on, man. You single. You a bachelorette. What she expect? Come
That's
on,
what.
mama.
Thank you, Brandon.
You got the little baking soda thing in the back. You can see that like clear, like a couple takeout boxes. I was there, girl. I was there. I got you. I got you. I know it. I was there. I was there.
Hey, I don't
Yeah,
like food going to waste.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
All right, so demographic shifts and population growth is a good key indicator in terms of what's going on. Got
Yep.
you.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Number three, the
Number 3.
economy. The
Mm,
economy. Now,
for
these are
sure.
the generals, right? These are the big generals. So, as
Mm,
we go into our market watches for each episode, I'm going to show you how what indicators inside of the economy is going to share with you exactly what we should be looking for because the economy it really is just an assembly of a lot of different data sets that you can look at, right? So you got
mhm.
GDP, you got jobs, unemployment rate. You have a growth in incomes. You have all kinds of market data that's in there. But the economy as a whole, when they tell you certain things like, well, the jobs report comes out, the unemployment rate has risen and it's done that over a long stretch of time, 6 to 8 months. These are things you should pay attention to,
Mm,
right? Because overall, it's going to affect how your value of your home is going to overall affect. Because if unemployment rate is going up, that means people are having less money to spend. They're losing
yeah,
their job or they're not working, whatever the case is. So if there's less money out there in rotation, that means there's going to be less buyers on the market. And if there's less demand on the market, that means your supply is going to go up. And if your supply goes up, that means the
price go
prices
down.
are going to go or the prices are going to go down. So
Hmm.
it's all connected. It's all connected. Economy is a big indicator.
How's the
The
economy doing? I know my classes were full. That tells
oh,
me the economy is slowing down a little bit because a whole bunch of people retooling,
hmm.
going back to school. I don't know,
Well,
but I
if
heard it was good. I heard the jobs number were good yesterday or the last sometime a couple days ago.
our reports are good.
Yeah.
Fed is talking about putting down interest rates by 0.75% over the next 3 to 4 months. Um, all the indicators are moving in the right direction. The stock market was hot after those.
What? The stock market went crazy last quarter. I said, what? I turned around. I checked quarterly. Turned around and looked at. I said, what happened? I said, what happened? It
Fuego.
it went crazy, Brandon.
Yeah, it's because of what the Fed reported that they're going to start slashing interest rates into the next quarter and into the next
Uh,
year.
that's what
So
happened.
the folks like that. They like that a lot. So
Man, man, I got two accounts. One is controlled by a robot. One is
mm,
controlled by me. And I was looking at that thing. I said, they know what they're doing.
mm,
All I do is give my money to the Roth IRA every month
mm-hmm.
and let them do what they do, man.
Let
They
them
are.
handle their business.
I turned around. I said, "Well, what happened?" Because it was down all year,
Yeah.
like, and then it just turned around. It
Mm,
turned right around.
mm,
Yeah.
mm. Yeah,
So
man.
if you were buying dollar cost averages during the low, if you were buying monthly, putting money every month when it was down, when when it came around at the end of the month, it you should have made a good percentage.
Mm, mm.
Yeah.
That's why you got to stay in the market, man. That's a whole other discussion right there.
Yeah,
You
today's real
know.
estate Monday. Today's real estate
Yeah,
Monday. But
man.
yeah,
Yeah, man.
but that's why you gotta be diversified. You gotta put your money in multiple places and then watch it grow.
mm,
Watch it
mm,
grow.
mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Number four.
Number
Number
4.
four.
Fold.
That is
Fold.
nation and statewide policies.
There you go again. So it's not necessarily the politician. It's not necessarily elections that matter. Elections aren't an indicator, but it's
Mhm.
the policies that are put in place,
Come on.
not the policies that are promised.
Come on. Come on. Yeah, man. Listen, some of the things that really helped us out during the 2020s, all the way out to 2022, you got that stimulus check, right? Folks got that stimulus check. They were talking about a lot of those loans that they had that they gave to corporations. Escaping me right now.
PPP.
PPP. There's another one. COVID relief loan. There's it has a weird acronym.
Yo, I got a good bonus. Shout out to the people who work for the state and the government.
Mm.
They had to the COVID funds ran out the COVID timeline ran out last year. So they had to
Mhm.
give away all that money versus give it back to the government, and they gave it in the
Mm.
form of bonuses. I just want to say shout out to the COVID relief funds that did not get spent.
Hallelujah. So yeah, it's stuff like that, and housing policies, any tax cuts that come out there, that makes people spend more. Any kind of policy that motivates spending, that's going to have a positive effect on your pricing value, right? Because that's going to
Makes
make demand
sense.
go up, right? So these are things that you want to pay attention to. In contrast, anything that makes the market become bearish, as they say in the stock market, is going to
Mhm.
have an adverse effect on your values overall, depending on the extent of the policy, right?
So,
So there are some policies that just has an effect over here and not necessarily an effect on the real estate market. So you just want to be cognizant of that.
when I think of an example of a policy that you're talking about, Orange Man, he made a policy last time he was in office
Mm,
to cut taxes drastically for the rich. at the same time remove deductions for, housing and state taxes, a certain amount.
Mm-hmm.
So that was very beneficial to red states and
Mm.
very detrimental to blue,
Mm.
because when you live, for those of you who've lived in both types of environment, I'm from New York, and my mother used to write off her state taxes and her home taxes, etc.,
Mm.
because when you write off those taxes, you get a refund because you're paying for all those taxes. But the orange man put a limit that you could only write off $10,000 worth of that. So,
Oh.
yeah. So people who pay state taxes, and they couldn't use them as deductions, because New Jersey alone. I'm hearing a feedback. I turn down the monitor or something. New Jersey alone, if in New Jersey alone, you pay housing taxes is $10,000 by itself, much less the state taxes and so on. So
Yeah.
that's an example of how a policy cause people to lose money, and it'll be harder. That policy can hurt, whilst people like me who don't pay state taxes, right, and our housing taxes aren't as high,
Mm.
we were able to write it all, everything, our charity, all of it off. They limit it to $10,000.
Wow. You know what? Another example of how bad policy can limit the overall real estate market is what's happening in California. They've actually raised the taxes on how much you can on how much your property taxes or your sales taxes will be once you've sold your home for homes that are like 1 million and above. So I don't remember the metrics, but or the percentages. But my brokerage has a branch office in Studio City. That's over there by Beverly Hills in California. And on the last sales meeting that we had, they were steady talking about how people were so turned off by this new tax policy
Policy.
that it's forcing people, or not forcing, but people are not putting their homes on the market because they're trying to avoid having to pay so much
So much taxes on
in
it.
profit in overall taxes on selling the property. So because of that, that's really put a hamper on California home sales. Personally, I think it's geared towards keeping people in California, because over the years they've been losing a lot of people because of these
Yeah.
very same policies,
Same
because of high
policies.
taxes, because cost of living is through the roof, and you're giving more money into California than you're actually keeping for yourself. These are the
Word
sort of
up.
things that's hampering them overall, as far as I'm concerned, for state growth.
Listen, I, I my mother says some people stole funds. I don't know about the
Mm,
stories in California, but I'm a proud Democrat that lives in a red state. Like, I feel like a lot of
mm,
times blue states just be taking, and you
mm,
really don't see the powerful effect that it has, all that money onto, let's say education, for instance. Back
mm,
then my mother paid taxes, and I still didn't go to public school. She
mm,
had to pay taxes for me to go to public school, and then still put me in private. Like, nobody has perfect policies. Not all policies are perfect, but you have to think about the policies that are created and how they can affect the market. So what I'm hearing from you is, whatever the policy, whether it be from red or blue, if it's causing people to clutch their purse, it's
mm,
not a good market for the real estate. That's what I'm hearing from you.
mm.
Am I right about it? And if
No,
they're
you're right.
if it's causing them to say, "Woo, we're in the money, we're in the money," then it's a good market. Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying that, but before we go, I'm gonna quiz you now. I'm gonna quiz
Uh
you now.
oh.
I'm gonna test your metal. I'm gonna
Uh oh.
test your metal as a doctor and a professor. I want you to tell me, out of
I
the
didn't write
four
notes.
indicators. Come on, you good, you good. Mama keeping up. See, she got it all written down right there. I want you to tell me Out of the four indicators that I mentioned, which one of these would you say would be not necessarily the most important, but if you only saw this one thing out of all four, which one of those would be the strongest indicator of where the market is going and where you currently are?
I'm gonna say so. Of the four are
Number one
nation,
is
n-
well, we'll start from the
n-
four down. Nation and
nation and
statewide
statewide
policies,
policies.
right?
Number three is economy. Number
Right.
two is demographic shifts, and
Demographic
number
shifts.
four is your neighbors. I think your neighborhood, yeah, homes in the neighborhood. Those
Yeah, home
available
sales
homes.
and available home sale, overall inventory and home sold.
I'm gonna go with number one. That's what my uncle brought to the table. So like the whole area, mile radius, and all those homes sold in that 1 mile radius or something like that.
Okay, okay, okay,
What?
okay, okay, okay.
Or it's like a tie, maybe number two, the ships. I don't know. What's the answer? I don't know. It's all
Is
so
number one your
important.
final answer, Mai? Is number one your final answer?
Number one is my final answer.
Okay, it's not a bad answer. It's not. It's not. But it's actually number two.
You should have let me. So demographic shifts and population growth is the number one. If you were to choose from the four, that would be the most important indicator.
In
Really?
my humble opinion, it is the strongest indicator of the overall health of your real estate market. Why? Because people overall is what drives the other three.
Yeah.
Okay, so if
Yeah.
whatever policy is going on in your state or local government, if people decide not to do anything about it and just continue on as business as usual, then the policy doesn't have an effect, right? And we all know that home sales, available home sold, those are all driven by overall people just buying and selling their homes. The
Yeah.
overall people activity is what drives home sales and everything else. And of course, the economy is based on how the people in the nation state are doing financially and economically. So,
Yeah, so that makes sense. And I'm thinking about like so many older people are moving from cold environments into warmer environments. They're
mhm,
moving from places that have better affordability, and it's
mhm,
a baby boom. Think about it. In the post World War, they came home and had a boom.
mm,
They just had a whole bunch of babies, and that's when the suburbia was created because of because of the World War II vets
that's
having
right.
a whole bunch of babies. That's
Yep.
how you even created this concept of suburbia. And
They
now
thought they was
those
going to die.
babies, yeah, now those babies are retiring. A whole bunch of them, a
Hmm.
boom boom of them.
Hmm.
They're living longer because of the drugs and the technology that we're creating. So it's like that's something to behold.
Hmm.
You know what
I'll
else I've
say this.
noticed?
Sure,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead. Go ahead. No, no, no. Please continue. What else you noticed?
A whole bunch of them are retiring, but they're not being replaced.
Hmm.
That's what I'm noticing. I'm looking around, and there's a whole bunch of people talking about retirement within the next 4 or 5 years, but
Uh-huh.
they don't have this people with skill set to replace them.
Interesting.
There's going to be a boom in the context of a dearth of skill replacement. So those of you who are in Generation X that have a lot of skill, there's going to be a lot of opportunity for you in the
Mm.
next 4 or 5 years. Yep, a
Well,
lot of opportunity in the place of skill set, because a lot of people who have skill set are retiring, and the younger people behind aren't do not want to go through the process of schooling to get that skill set. So it's going to be a big dearth of skilled labor in the
so
next 4 or 5 years.
so are you saying in terms of skill, are we talking degrees or trades?
Both,
Hmm.
both, both.
Interesting. There you go. We
Hmm.
started off with real estate, but now we
we
hipped in
we're
on
talking about
on a
shifts.
trend.
We're
Yeah.
talking about demographic shift. That's the key thing. And like, keep your eye. What was that?
Yes.
Look. Keep your eyes open, y'all. Keep
Yes,
your
ma'am.
eyes open. All right. What's your laugh? What's your final statement?
So my final statement is this. I remember, on the low, most people don't realize this, but I actually love history. It was my favorite topic in school. It's still my favorite topic. I remember reading about the Roman Empire, and whenever they started to go into a particular city or area, the soldiers, and they wouldn't just come by just a few thousand. They'd bring a good multitude of soldiers, right? And they'd set up their battalion, and they'd set up whatever it is that they need on around the battalion for security and all that other good stuff. And as it turns out, they created their own economy everywhere they went. So where the Roman soldiers went, uh, vendors from Rome would follow the soldiers because those soldiers are used to the pleasures of home, right? So wherever they settled, they would open up spas, they would open up restaurants, they would open up marketplaces,
Mm-hmm.
and all these other things. And they literally just followed the soldiers, the people, wherever it is that they went, and they created economic booms everywhere they
Hmm.
went.
Based on where they went. Yeah.
Exactly. And
Hmm.
as they got there, the people in the area, they patronized these businesses, and wherever the soldiers were located, that area would flourish. So
So that's a key indicator, y'all. Where are
people,
people
man.
going?
Mm,
Where are people going? Where are they moving? Where are they moving to? How are they shifting? Right? That's a powerful indicator. Yeah.
yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
my mother needs to go sleep somewhere. She's talking about I'm looking. She looking for a job. Go somewhere.
I'm
Go
just
somewhere.
loving her comments, man. She's over here talking about silver sneakers keeping us healthy. I love
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. Hey Natalie, what's going on? What's going on? Good to see you watching. Yeah, the
Yes,
housing
ma'am.
market. The housing market moves as the demographics move. So where are people shifting? Where are people talking about moving to? Whether I want to
Mm-hmm.
live here, I want to live here. That's where you get up and and look for
All day.
opportunities.
All
All
day,
right,
Nat. All day. All day.
all day.
Yes, ma'am. I don't know
All right,
how much
guys.
time we got left for Florida, but Florida will have his day. One of these days will be another state, but right now, Florida is the place to be.
Florida is the place to be. Let's talk about that next month.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do
Florida
it.
is the place to be.
And why? Okay.
And why?
All right. I'm good
Shout out
with
to my
it.
mother for we got two properties up in this piece, man. We got two properties up in this piece so far. So far.
Mm-hmm.
We weren't even
Mm-hmm.
thinking about Florida being the place to be. She had to drag me here kicking and screaming.
Come on now.
But
Listen,
it's the
man.
place to be.
That's the fifth economic indicator. Listen to mama and them. Yes,
Listen to mom
ma'am.
and them.
Mm-hmm.
Florida. That
Mm.
was back in Gore election.
Oh,
Florida. That's 1999.
they say, as she said, they said Texas is number one. I don't know about that. I don't know about that, Nat. I don't know, girl. I don't know.
That's
That
what
could be false
you
news, girl.
listen. I feel like I don't know why people trust other people. Let me tell you something. That we people listen to
Let them go, Doc.
anything that is popular is wrong. That's
Mm,
how I've always taken it. Anything that is popular, especially on the news, especially on the news. I don't anything where I always say if they're coming to you saying, "Hey, it's this," don't trust it. Don't
mm,
trust it. They hide stuff. I really believe that things that are open, like open access, easy to be seen and heard, is
mhm,
usually false information. What do you think,
mhm.
Brandon?
Honestly, with so many different news outlets, you listen to enough of these, they actually start to contradict themselves,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Um, the network that is named after a certain animal, thing, right? And then another, they'll speak out against it.
Hmm.
Honestly, my advice to anybody listening, and even my own clients: check the numbers for yourself. Do
Check
your
the numbers.
own
Do your
research.
own research
Hmm.
and
Find out for yourself.
and do it without bias.
Do it
Because
without
if you
bias.
if
Yeah.
you hear something over and over again, you're going to be doing your research in that context.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. Not to say that Florida is not a good market or Florida is not a good place for people where people are moving to and stuff like that. But I mean Texas. But
Hmm.
yeah, yeah. I know when I went to Texas, this is just me personally. When I went to Texas, because I had a job opportunity out there, that
Oh.
dry heat was not good for my skin nor my hair. I was
Hmm.
like, Lord, please don't let me move here. And
Personally, I
then
was a fan. I went to Dallas. I took my wife out there. We saw Phantom of the Opera. I like Dallas. That's a nice little
you
town.
liked it?
I like
Yeah,
Dallas.
I was out in
Yeah.
the
I wouldn't go there, but I like it. I like it. I'll visit Dallas now. I'll visit Dallas.
not. It's okay to visit. I'm talking about to live in terms of the dry heat, in terms of for my
Yeah, I don't know if I'd live
the
in
weather.
Dallas, but yeah, yeah, yeah.
But some people like,
We
yeah,
went during the spring. It was different for us. I guess
uh,
we didn't notice the dryness so much. It
uh
was more breezy than anything else.
got you, got you, got you, got you. Yeah, I was in the area outside of Dallas, so it
Hmm.
wasn't Dallas. But listen, do your own research. Like my mother said, do your own research.
Hmm.
Mm,
Please,
yeah, yeah.
please.
And it's another
Yes,
one.
ma'am.
Pray, ask God, and then listen to your mama. Good
Hmm.
night, guys. I'm the phenomenal STEMist, and so is he. Hold on.
Market
Market
watches.
watcher.
Market
Market
watchers. Yes,
watcher.
ma'am.
Good night, everybody.